Hello Internet, this is Sophia. Welcome to the final installment of my 4-part response to One Godless Woman's 4 questions for Third Wave Feminists. In the video description area of this video, you should find a link to the complete YouTube playlist of this presentation. In Part 3, I explained how part of the complacency of modern feminism regarding the mistreatment of women in the Islamic countries, as well as other marginalized groups in such areas such as LGBTQI folk, is largely a result of infiltration of leftist circles by Islamic Theocrats. I also mentioned, though, that not all Third Wave Feminists are unwilling to address mistreatment of marginalized groups in the Middle East, and that was even before last Thursday night's Equality Town Hall of the Democratic presidential primary candidates, where concern for human rights violations, including those of the Islamic world, were clearly demonstrated. It was made clear in the town hall that this crowd, which no doubt included many third wave and even fourth wave feminists, was very concerned about not just equality here in the US of A, but also in other countries. As a matter of fact, from what I recall, Saudi Arabia, the very country that you had to flee from, was mentioned multiple times in the town hall in this context. From having myself seen the town hall, I can now say that feminists like myself who don't ignore the threats that you warn us of are not just a fringe minority of feminists, but are at very least a sizable chunk. But anyway, now let us finish watching One Godless Woman's video so that I can finish answering it.
And actually, question 4. Why do you help them follow us here? By them, I'm talking about the radical Islamists, along with their ideology that you seem to have fully embraced. Do you hate your society so much that you want Islamic terrorists in your government? Because this isn't just suicidal, this is actually also very anti-feminist.
Finally, an easy question. I think that a large part of this is the enemy of my enemy effect. Yes, I have mentioned in the previous installment to this presentation that Islamists have been working for a long time to infiltrate the left, and that is true. But this enemy of my enemy effect is one factor that has helped them tremendously in doing so. What am I talking about? Well, there is an ancient proverb that says, "The enemy of my enemy is my friend." As I have expressed previously in my response to your video, Christian theocrats are indeed a serious danger that feminists in the West truly have a legitimate need to oppose. They then see how these Christian theocrats strongly dislike their counterparts in the Islamic world, and therefore assume that they have a natural ally. Following the enemy of my enemy principle isn't always the wrong thing to do. Stalin, for example, was a brutal dictator and was indeed dangerous. But society would have been a lot worse off today had the Allies failed to realize that he was far less of a threat to the values of a free society than Hitler was, and therefore put aside their differences with his regime until after the Axis was thoroughly defeated. However, while there may be some wisdom to the enemy of my enemy principle, and some situations in which it should be followed, it is sheer foolishness to use it indiscriminately without due caution. This is true in general, but is especially true in activism, where following this principle without due caution can result in fighting very hard to just replace one source of oppression with another. Unfortunately, though, not all activists exercise this due caution, and the vulnerability of the left to infiltrations by Islamic theocrats is one symptom of this. Similarly, I would caution you to also avoid being led by the enemy of my enemy effect to take positions that you might regret. The Islamic theocrats that you campaign against are indeed very dangerous, But their Christian counterparts are not as different from them as they would want you to think. Yet your insinuations that feminism is no longer needed in the 21st century plays very much into their hands. It would be a real pity for you to go through all that effort to oppose the tyranny of Islamic theocracy, and in the end have nothing to show for it but replacing the veil of Islamic hijab with the veil of Christian modesty. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this final installment to my 4-part video presentation. If you liked it, please click the thumbs up button and share this video with your friends so that they can enjoy it too. As a matter of fact, if you are a member of any community in which this video would be relevant, it would help this channel a lot if you shared it there as well. And if you haven't already done so, please remember to subscribe to this channel and to hit the bell icon so as to receive notification of videos that I upload to this channel in the future. Until next time, see ya!